for the most highs. I do it for the most highs. All praises to the most highs. Connected to the most highs. Put low to the most highs. I do it for the most highs. I do it for the most highs. I do it for the most highs. All praises to the most highs.
We are here. Technical. Gratitude. So yeah, we are really excited about this week's show. We're about to talk about midwifery. We're talking about home births. We're going to talk about traditional and non-traditional births, and it's going to be so good, y'all.
Very good. I'm very excited to hear about our Sea Stars travels.
Yes.
She went to the motherland, y'all, to learn and to get educated on all the things that we be missing out over here.
It's going to be so good. We have a good video to show you guys, but before we get into that, let's talk about how you can reach us. Go ahead and hit us up on Instagram at Ahava Kai and Noni Kai. Go to YouTube right now, actually.
Yes.
And go to Ahava Kai and go ahead and chat with us. Noni's over here chatting it up with y'all right now. You can go to Twitter and go to @AhayaEDU. And of course, you can email us at ahayakconsulting@gmail.com and watch the replay on so many other networks, Amazon Alexa, Speaker, iTunes, iHeart, Spotify, all the things. So yeah, you guys. So let's shout out to our sponsors. Oh, so we have some new sponsors too. So we have Ahava Consultant, we've got Kai Management, Earth Baby, Ahava Financial Education, and Ahava Living. And I'm super excited because next month it's just going to be all about our sponsors.
Yes, that's going to be an exciting month.
It's going to be so exciting.
Talk about all these businesses that be sponsoring us. And if you yourself would like to be a sponsor, that is certainly something that we would encourage you to be. And there's a way to do it. You can always go to shoplikeenterprise.com, click on that business planning tab, y'all.
Yeah.
And click on either Ahava Financial Education or Kai Management. And you can send us an email and we will put you on the show as a sponsor. Yeah, but explain to the folks what Ahava Financial Education does.
Well, if you guys need any type of financing, obviously, then you can hit me up. So if you need anything what deals with personal loans, business loans, maybe you need business credit, personal credit, all the things just to get your business up and going, you can go ahead and hit on that Ahava Financial Educational tab, and I'll be able to help you out. And then if you need any branding, you can let them know what you do.
Yeah, come to Kai Management. And if you're interested in getting yourself a logo and or a website and or some marketing or business strategies, we are there for you.
Yep.
The great thing is if you become a member to Shop Like Enterprise, you can get us
as a duo.
And it will be also at a discounted price.
Yeah.
Many benefits to becoming a member. And if you check back in below on our past videos, you will see that we have a video dedicated to all the benefits that you can have if you sign up for a member. So do it.
So let's get right into the show, you guys. That's enough about us. Let's get into it. I want to show you guys this beautiful video. So if you don't know anything about home birth, we're going to show you a video that is just a beautiful video, one of the Sea Stars out in Hawaii and her birthing experience. So go ahead and check this out.
There's a light so bright, burning deep inside. You got to feed it, oh heat it, let it be your guide. The only hope to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy.
Amazing.
So good.
Amazing.
Every time I watch it, literally, I feel like I just want to cry.
So good.
Sophia, let's bring you on. Let's talk about this video. Let's talk about your journey.
Yes.
Gratitude, my sister.
Hey.
Good to see y'all.
Wonderful to see you again.
Tell me about TLC Mamas. Why did you decide to put it together? And let's just start there.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so what happened for me was back in 2015, I attended a home birth in Jamaica. I didn't know that's what I was doing, but I kind of just walked into it. And the woman that I was with, she was my friend, and we went to Jamaica for her to deliver her baby. And she stayed at the midwife's home, and she went into labor, and it was going so fast. And the midwife, she told me, "I don't think I'm going to make it in time." And I was like, "Oh my goodness." But I had
What?
started doing all these different things with her to like ease her pain. I kind of just like snapped into action as soon as everything started. And
Yeah.
when I spoke with the midwife, she told me, "Everything that you're doing is everything that I would have done." And I was just like, "Oh, are you serious? Like,
Okay.
I've never done this before. I've never attended, and I'm already doing everything that you would do." Like, it
Yeah.
was beautiful. And I told her, I think I want to do this.
Mhm.
And so
Wow.
she tested me, and she said, "Well, go to the bathtub and get all the blood clots out of the bathtub." And they were huge. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. She's like, "You're not."
I'll
And
skip on that part.
she looked me right in my eyes, and she said, "You're not going to be able to do this work." And I said, "Okay, okay." So I let the idea go.
Is that a
You know,
challenge?
yeah, no, I just let it go. And then,
Yeah.
as time went on, I ended up moving to Florida, and I moved into a home with two pregnant women.
Oh,
And one of the women was like, "You're going to help me deliver my baby." And she just said it out of nowhere. I'm like, "Yeah, how do you know that I would even be able to do anything like that?"
right,
Yeah.
right.
But I felt like this is my opportunity to prove to myself that I can finish what I started, because in the Jamaica birth, the baby was trying to come out. And she was like, "That's what we came here for. Just, help me deliver the baby." And I just didn't have the confidence.
Yeah.
So I kind of stalled her out until the midwife actually got there. But with this one, I was like, you know what? I'm going to just have the confidence that I can do this. And I went into it wholeheartedly, and I helped this woman deliver her baby. And then within a matter of like a week or so, there was another one. And then there was another one a week later after that. And then like 2 weeks later, there was one I helped over the phone. It just happened like boom, boom,
Just
boom.
back to back to back.
Yeah, and I just felt like
Woo-wee.
this it was so natural. I said, "You know what? This is something that I had to have done before. I don't know, in previous lives, or
Yeah.
or what, or I was tapped into a source energy,
Mm-hmm.
but I was doing it."
You was doing it. So
Mhm.
tell me about some of like the techniques, because at first you're just called, you're really going off of intuition,
Mhm.
but you actually did go to Africa and
Mhm.
did some studying,
Yeah.
and it's very different from going to the hospital. So tell us about that experience.
Yeah, so for me, a lot of this work is intuitive.
Yeah.
Um and I realized that I didn't want to go to school to
Yeah.
become a midwife. I didn't want to read books, and I didn't want to get training, because a lot of actual midwife education is focused on, like, they're almost like doctors, but they
Yeah.
deliver babies at home. So they do all the vaccines and all the blood work and all those different things.
Yeah.
So I said I wanted to continue with this internal development and letting things come from the inside and without. I
Uh-huh.
wanted to do things more in tune with ancestral ways. So I
Yes.
ended up I ended up going to Kenya and helping two women deliver their babies there.
Mhm.
And during one of the births, it got a little difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 4 a.m. and I went and I sat out at this table with some of the ladies that lived there. And I just told them, I was like, "I just feel like putting my arm all the way up in there and and just grabbing the baby out. I just want to do it. I just had this instinct to put my arm in there and do something."
Yeah.
And the ladies told me that's what our ancestors did. That's what our ancestors would do.
Wow.
And I was like, that's all I needed. So I went right back in there and I told the woman what I was gonna do, and she was like, "Do what you gotta do." And I
Right.
did it, and I actually ended up bursting the bag of waters, and the baby presented. And I was like, wow. Because honestly, that birth would, in America, or even if they had hospitals and doctors involved, that birth would have ended up being a C-section.
Oh, for
Immediately.
sure.
Immediately.
Yes, yes. And I realized that a lot of like trained professionals, they don't like to like use their hands and like
Yeah.
go in and like see things and do things like that. They use a lot of tools,
Mhm.
it's a lot of they call it intervention methods.
Mhm.
So I said I want to study how your ancestors did things here. And
Yeah.
so that's when I found out about traditional birth attendants. And
Mm.
I found some traditional birth attendants in another side of the country. And so when I came back the next time, because I left and came back,
Uh-huh.
I wanted to just completely just study under these women and soak up the knowledge and information that they had. And I'm actually, we're working on a documentary
Yeah.
about it. We took a lot of footage. We have a lot of stuff to share. It's a little slow motion, but it's coming together.
It's coming together.
That's
Hmm.
amazing.
I just love that. Just love that so much. So tell me, you travel
Hmm.
around, is it around the world right now to deliver babies, or you just, can anybody call you if they want you to be their birth assistant, or is it a certain area?
Well, over the years, things have changed. It really depends because if you're someone who supports births, you really have to be in tune with your own needs as well.
Yes.
Because supporting a birth is actually physically taxing, mentally, physically, and spiritually taxing because it's like when you're in tune with this woman,
Hmm.
you're actually laboring and delivering with her.
Yes.
So it's a lot of energy, and even more so, she requires your energy to help her keep going. And it's a lot. So at one point in time, TLC Mamas was structured a little bit different, where we're like taking on a bunch of clients and helping a bunch of people at the same time, and it was kind of overwhelming for everybody involved. There was
Hmm.
a lot that we had to do for these women.
Yeah.
So we kind of stepped back. The Most High's kind of reorganized things, and now it's just more so we let the women be guided to whoever they feel that they need, that they're inclined to be supported by. So with
Yeah.
Yeah.
that being said, travel around the world, not so much, but
Okay.
I will travel to different states and stuff, and
Mhm.
things like that. It just depends on how I feel and where my health and well-being is at.
Yeah.
I love
So
that.
tell me about this logo. It is very interesting to say the least.
I knew you were going
I'm
to ask about
assuming that
that.
it has more meaning than what it looks like.
Yeah.
So how did you come up with your logo for TLC Mamas?
So, it was a group effort.
Okay.
There were a couple of people. There's an artist by the name of Corey.
Yes. We've
Yes.
had the pleasure of having her on our show.
Okay, so you know Corey. She actually drew all of this,
Oh wow.
Oh.
and so these are two netters or
Mhm.
netteroos, Bess and Tawaret, and they were both in ancient Kemet. They were protectors of the womb and of the children. In
Okay.
short, and then in the corners, that is the number 13 in Arabic.
Oh, okay. That's dope.
Uh-huh. And then in the middle between them, that's the womb portal.
Yes.
Hmm.
Definitely looks like that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
It's an amazing logo. I love it.
It
Yes.
is. It
Hmm.
is.
I
So tell
love
us,
it.
what's your vision? What would you like TLC Mamas to be going forward?
Woo. Okay. So, be earlier you asked me, like how did it develop? Like how did it develop in the beginning? So I gave you part of the story, but the other part is that I actually did have a vision.
Mm,
So, we're all part of a community, and once I helped like those couple women in the first little section of my career, I guess.
yeah.
Um, I said, how do I get the word out? I need to let other people know that this service is here.
Yeah.
And so we got permission and we started advertising. And I realized that I'm going to need some help. So that's when I started, recruiting and bringing people on board. And the two of you
Yeah.
actually were very, very helpful in several ways and still are. Um, but the vision, I literally had like a vision, like a That's So Raven moment where I just click out and then like this whole vision. And the vision was I saw a birth center
Yes.
for our community.
Yeah.
And it's always been that vision, and that vision is still there. And I don't think it's going
Okay.
anywhere. I think it's just a matter of time. We
Okay.
have to be patient and let things happen in the right timing. But that's the not end goal, but that's what's going to be. That's the fruit of the tree. Mm-hmm.
I
Are you
love that.
currently like in the middle of a birth now? Like, do you have a birth coming up at any time?
Like there's nobody over here giving birth right now,
I can
but
see.
but there's always somebody. There's always somebody. I'm speaking with two mothers right now,
Wow.
and they're in the beginning stages of their pregnancy, and I just let things kind of flow. For me, I fit in where I'm supposed to fit in. I realize that my title has changed over the years, and at this point, I really feel like I'm a home birth advocate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do a lot of advocating. I advocate for the birth attendants. I did a lot of advocating for the traditional birth attendants when I was in Kenya. I went to the Ministry of Health, and I linked arms with the program out there to try to get supplies to the people in the rural areas for home births.
Yeah.
Really, I really want to bring a lot of awareness to what's happened with traditional birth attending in the motherland and how that's reflected in this land, because we used to have that. We used
Oh,
to have traditional birth attending, and everything has just been pushed over to the hospitals, and it's a long story, but that same thing is happening in other countries where they're trying to get rid of the traditional birth attendants. They kind of made them illegal. These women kind of fear for their lives, for their safety, for their freedom. And
yeah.
all they do is help women deliver their babies naturally.
Can you give people? I'm sorry, I need to take
Go
take
ahead.
that. Can you give people some benefits of having a home birth? Some people, I'm sure, have no idea why they would ever decide to
Yeah.
have a baby at home because it sounds a little crazy to some people, or just a little out of pocket. Like,
Right.
no, we're
And
supposed to do that in
and
the
coming
hospital.
from like your experience, because you didn't have all your children at home either, so you really know
Both sides.
both sides.
Yeah.
When you're speaking about it.
Yeah, I've had 3 children. The last one I tried to have at home, but things. I was in labor too long, and it was very new to me, the concept anyway. It was after the Jamaica birth, but before everything else, so I still was learning. But what I would suggest to anybody and everybody is the very first thing that you need to do is remove the fear of childbirth.
Stop watching
Women,
those videos.
Please,
well,
stop
women,
watching
you can watch the YouTube
videos.
videos, but you have to use your common sense.
Yes.
And a lot of women have been like, the fear has been embedded in them, and they're very much afraid of giving birth in general. Women get pregnant, and the thing that they focus on the most is delivering the baby. A lot of times they don't even take the time to enjoy the pregnancy. They're just like, oh, what's it going to be like when I deliver the baby? And it's like, it's going to be amazing and wonderful. And it's going to be exactly how you want it to be. And that's the difference between a home birth and a hospital birth. In the hospital, you don't always have control or a say so in how you want things to be. It's more so you're just like you're at will to whatever the doctors and nurses want you to do. But when you're at home, you can actually say, hey, you know what, I want to, I'm just going to get up and walk over here, or I want to get something to drink. I've had women deliver their babies at home and get up and wash dishes afterwards.
Yeah.
Like,
Because they're like, what am I supposed to do? Like,
you're at
they're so
home.
comfortable. You're at home.
Yeah.
You're at home. You can do what you feel like.
Yeah. Having a home birth was probably one of the greatest things I've ever done in my life. And I totally would at least tell people to check it out. Don't dismiss it based on fear. Like you were saying, on fear.
Yeah.
Because our bodies were literally designed to have babies.
And that's what I say. I tell them it's actually akin to having a bowel movement.
Yeah.
It's like you, in your bowel movement, your stomach has this stuff that it needs to push out, and it goes through it, and you can't not let it out.
Right.
Yeah.
So we don't fear pooping. Why should we fear birthing the baby when your body was designed to do it, and it's going to do everything that it's supposed to do if you have the patience and the faith in your own body?
That's
So,
true.
so true. I tell people all the time that if you were in a coma right now and you're pregnant, you'll still have the baby.
Yes.
Without
Yes.
pushing or anything. Your body naturally already knows what to do.
Yes. Like,
The
oh,
body's
we have
gonna
a
do
baby
it.
today?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Let me get it together.
Let's get it together. No need for pushing. I'll take care of it
I'll
with
take
the
care of it for you.
contraction of the body.
Yeah. And that's another thing when it comes to pushing, it's an automatic response. So there's a point in labor where you can't not push. Like your body's just gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so true.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for delivering my baby
Yes.
and letting me able to experience my first home birth. So I truly appreciate that.
Yes.
My
And being
pleasure.
my support. You're on the
Noni
phone
was so
the whole
funny.
day.
We were on the phone. Me and Noni were on the phone, and she was like, "I'm gonna go have the baby." And like 10 minutes later, she went and had the baby, and then she called me back, like, "Okay, baby's here." Like, wait, what?
It was like 20 minutes later. I think I literally went into the shower. My water broke. I threw up, and I was like, "All right, I'm ready."
It's time.
And I she came right out. So.
And that's the thing about the YouTube videos that you guys mentioned. Like, it's different for everybody.
For
I've
sure.
attended maybe 40 births, maybe more, and every single birth was different.
Yeah.
Every single one. And I learned something new from every single birth.
Yeah.
That's my training. My training has been in the field.
That's the best training to have.
Yes. Yes.
We do have some pro tips for you. I can't believe our time has already, it's just gone. It's just gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
No
before we get to the pro tips, can you tell people,
Oh, never mind.
let's go straight into how people can support you.
Mhm.
So if people would like for you to be their birth attendant, or they just need some information, they just want to learn more about it and they just love you, like how can they reach out to you?
I probably should have gave you guys the email address.
Go ahead and say it.
It's tlcmamas13 at gmail.com.
Very
Okay.
easy. Okay.
And they can
And
email
Mamas
me.
Just so people know, for the listening audience, it's MAMAS.
Yes.
Just one M.
tlcmamas13. And then the website is currently being worked on because, like I said, we're going to put the stuff from Kenya on there. And so I'm redoing the whole thing so that I can bring awareness in regards to traditional birth attending and the reflection of it between Africa and America.
Oh,
Awesome.
it's going to be so good.
Yeah, it is. It is. But
All right, so
yeah.
you can go ahead and pull up the pro tips that you can take a little bit, all of it into consideration, just some or none at all. But some things that we thought you could consider is to write a business plan, so that way you know exactly what your business is going to be from a year from now, 2 years, 3 years, and really break it down. And so we have something that we're going to give you from Live Plan that sponsors this show, or the whole radio network. And so they have a business plan already created, and it's really good. It helps you really see your vision so clearly, so you know what your finances are looking like. You know everything, the ins and outs of everything, and it really breaks everything down in very, very much detail. And it's the same one that I use for my business.
Okay.
And so, also to build business credit, so that way you can start getting some funding too, and be able to start getting this birthing center and stuff together in the meantime. You want to talk about the social media?
Oh, sure. You can always add social media, as you well know. You're versed in it, very much so. And when it is up and running, just post as often as possible to get your ideas and people coming to you as much as possible. And there's apps that you can do that with, or you can manually do it, or you can hire someone to do it. And we were thinking about providing an insurance plan for your mamas that would come to you. And it would be a different type of insurance, not necessarily the same as the traditional insurance, but it would provide prenatal and postnatal care with herbs and supplemental, what do they call them? Supplemental.
So it's herbal
supplements.
Yeah, not just that, but just like massages, That's
Okay.
why I have there
Different,
too.
just alternative, different
Alternative healing type of stuff, you know.
Okay.
That's which leads me to the providing like spa services toward during your visits. You know, so they would have like massages or foot soaks or some maybe they just want to get their nails done. You know, just feel really good about being pregnant. You know, for at month 8, and feeling relaxed and concentrating on having the best pregnancy. You know, or birth rather, that they can have. So. We can also do meal preps, you know, maybe offer meal preps for mamas. Give me a beat is an option. I know there's a lot of mamas who look to postpartum meals. They don't want to have to do any cooking or worry about, you know, what's going to happen for their other children if they have any. Maybe their spouse has to go right into work, and so there's not as much you know, support in that way. But you know, thinking about meal preps, I feel like are very an easy thing to offer.
And I was thinking that
Perhaps.
you could put all this together like in an a la carte. So like you have your basic
Mhm.
services, and then this will be like additional services. So like at the initial meeting, you know, whenever you give them your proposal, what you could do, the pricing, and so they're able to go ahead and click on the additional services right then and there. So they know how much it costs, and it won't be you having to do all these things. So they already know they're going to get foot massages or whatever once a month, and like this is how much they're going to pay for it. And so they can already pretty much plan their whole pregnancy out with all these amazing services, so they don't have to worry about it at any time. And it can be payment plans or however you want to do it, but it's just some moms won't want more experiences and some may not want anything, but at least they have it all up front of what they can put in their cart and then go ahead and pay for it. And then you have someone else do all the additional stuff for you. But I also think you should build a foundation too. Go ahead and start a foundation so that way you can start getting donations. You can start doing all kinds of different, people might want to do some charity work. And I think it would be so cool to have a foundation, even like a learning center to teach other people, even children that might even want to be doing the same thing. But just start an organization and get it started.
Yeah, or how to help mommy when she's ready to be delivering. How to be in the room, things like that.
Yeah. So those are our tips.
Awesome.
That's what we got. Yeah, I think it'd be really cool. Do you have anything that you want to say before we have to kick you off of here?
No, I mean, I think we covered it. I'm really grateful for the tips that you guys gave me, and you know, as things progress, I'll definitely take those into consideration.
Yeah.
I truly appreciate your time and all the stuff that you're doing in the
Everything
community.
that you do.
I truly appreciate it just so much. We need more people like you out there.
Oh,
I just love that you're being an advocate for all the mamas because we
Yes.
need you for real.
For real. For real.
Since you said that, it just actually brought to mind something that I should have said a long time ago during this. I'm sorry, you look like you're about to cut me off.
No, I'm not.
I'm
I
gonna
just
say one more thing.
I'm not about to cut you off.
Okay, good. So I did speak on my abilities coming from intuition, but I want to just dig a little bit deeper in that. Like, if I didn't have wisdom and guidance from my ancestors and what I call the most highs, I would not have been able to do any of this. So I can't even take any type of credit for anything because it's not me. It's not me, it's them. And I'm just a vessel. That's it. I'm just a tool and I'm just doing my job.
We
I
love
love
and
it, love it,
appreciate
love it, love it.
you. Oh.
Yes,
All praises to the Most High.
Yes, we have a doorbell going off like crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm like, what is that sound?
But it's okay. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I'm sure we'll have you back on again.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
All right. You guys enjoy your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So next week we have
Michelle Petit.
Michelle.
Yes, Michelle Petties.
Michelle Petties.
Yeah, and she's gonna show us how to eat to live.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
It's
So
gonna be amazing.
make
Same time, same place.
Same time, same place next week.
Without the doorbell.
Without the doorbell.
Those are our children. They're
To the most high. Put low to the most high.